and it's a support class and all this kind of stuff. Because like this is what I do when I write songs for VTubers. It's something that I am currently. I'm about to start making some like long form content on YouTube and video essays and things like that. And the biggest one that is probably going to take a long time to make, won't be the first one out for sure. But it's essentially my thesis on VTuber music is essentially what it's going to be. And it all hinges on this idea that is central to all of my songwriting in VTubing, which is the idea that the online avatars and personas that we choose for ourselves reflect some deeper psychological meaning, condition, history, whatever it might be, about a person. We don't choose our avatars from nothing. We don't choose our lore from nothing. It all means something. And so when you're writing songs for VTubers, why I love it is because it is such a challenge for me. It is like, there's so much depth in it. Because you end up, if you do it in this kind of methodology that I do, you will end up writing a song that, one, reflects the surface level, which is the VTuber's lore or flavor. What you know, are they a dinosaur, or are they a whatever, like the universe incarnate, whatever it might be, some crazy thing, a dog. It could be anything. And then what does that person's real life journey speak to that character? Where are the parallels? Where does their real life intersect with the fictional? Where does the fiction and the non-fiction intertwine? Where's that gray space in between? That's what I want to explore. And then from that, you can build songs that a person can listen to on many different levels. And the other layer to that is then like just finding a way of making a song that also exists on its own if you don't know any of that stuff. If you don't know this person's backstory, if you don't know this person's character, can you listen to the song and it also just stands alone and speaks to something universally human that anybody from anywhere in the world can identify with and project themselves into also. That's what I do. And I think it's the most interesting thing about VTubers. It is what, for VTubing music specifically, and it is what keeps me going in this space, because it will never get old and it will never get boring, because there will be always some VTuber with a wild backstory and a wild piece of lore with a wild idea for a song or no idea for a song, and we'll be able to make something that is like lightning in a bottle and completely unique and has so many layers of depth to it that like people on repeat listens can listen to and find new things. That has been my approach from the very beginning of writing, from the first fan songs that I did for Ame and Gura, all the way through to Music Box of Fate and everything else that we've done since. So that's what excites me, and that's what I care about, and that's the magic of VTuber music, I think.
It puts it into words for me, because that actually is really useful for me, because I've been trying to put my finger on. I thought I was done singing. I thought I had nothing left to say. And so I thought I was just going to teach. And that was it. Someone pulled me aside and was like, you should keep reacting to stuff outside the VTubers. You don't want to be pigeonholed. I'm like, I'm actually completely fine with it. I'm completely fine. I dedicated like a lunatic to opera. I have no chill. And I left that. But I left it because I love the music. I have a hard time relating to a lot of the people. And it's not, I'm not trying to, okay, there's snobbery. And there's classism, yes. And I wish that could be removed from opera. It is intrinsic. But let's not for a second think that, that's a really broad brushstroke. And I met some really amazing, kind people. In fact, at some point, I got to get you and Steve together. Steve Carino is a professor at Temple and was my roommate, my first roommate in Temple when I studied there. And you said you were rejected at first and a professor gave you a chance. Steve's music is brilliant. The dude does crab cannons for fun. I don't know do you know what crab cannons are?
No, please explain.
The melody is the same forwards as it is backwards and still follows all principles of counterpoint in depending on the species. Just casually. He was doing that in his junior year for fun. He helped adjunct professors with their crab cannons when we studied together. Luckily, I was able to go to France to study on scholarship because like tenors, just everyone needs them. So I had a lot of doors open to me that were easier for me to open than for someone like Steve. But Steve was rejected from the composition program at Temple, and he took on a bullshit major he didn't care about, and we were roommates, and we were in the music dorm every day, counterpoint and everything. I remember catching him once. He was upset. He was looking at his old music. He said, doesn't anyone see anything in this? And he played it for me because I couldn't read music that well at the time. And it was a tenor aria. And I said, this shit's dope. When we do good work, and we can, in that case, it's like, one-on-one, I could say to Steve what he needed to hear, and it came from an honest place. Yeah. So I'm really happy to bring Steve on. I'm thrilled to show him Music Box of Fate. And he'll love it. I know he will. And I'll make him. Don't worry about it. I don't know how to talk to Steve. Got to put him in his place. No.
We need to turn Music Box of Fate into a crab cannon, and then they'll be all on board with it.
No. He's not just technical too. He's got a real big love for particularly vocal music. His choral pieces are phenomenal. At one point, I don't know when it'll make sense, but I'll put you two in touch whenever it makes sense. You're busy, he's busy, we're all busy, but at some point it'd be an interesting thing. But the point I'm trying to make here, I thought I was done with singing. You and Daryl, and now it just keeps growing. There's something in the water here. And I think you put your finger on it. People's injection of depth and themselves in damn near everything they do in this space, and then people collaborating and mixing that together creates some crazy level of depth. The reason why I had compulsively, this is not weird. Don't worry about it. I'm not weird. I'm a normal guy. The reason I had to talk to you and Daryl, inseparable. The work that the lyrics from the piece, inseparable. I can't. Music Box of Faith just by itself, it's this meshing of depth, and the way that you find you specifically, but also the community, the way that one finds this meshing and interleaving of all of that depth creates something truly intoxicating and inspiring. And so I'm singing again for people. I'm training again. And the amount of stories that I hear about, and this is not just your work now, but the amount of stories I hear that, like, the amount of people that are above ground because of the work that VTubers are doing, it's a hell of a space to be in. Knowing that the work from a monetary point of view makes no sense in the short term, or that nobody cares, or they care enough to make it work anyway, just enough. And they lead with that principled approach of trying to make the world better through what it is that they do. And they add every ounce of themselves by having this psychology attached to their persona and their work. It's profound.
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe that with all my heart. Yeah.
Thank you for your part in that. The whole thing.